Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Bommer number 7801-01 640. This is a trim package only for the model 7801 double-acting spring pivot. I'm going to remove it from the packaging so that we can take a closer look at what it is. And basically, from the 7801 that happens to be in the 640 finish, which is oil rubbed bronze over steel, it's just the replacement exposed trim plates. Now, why would someone order these? Well, one reason is because the painter takes the hardware off the door to take it out and get it painted, and some of it gets swept up and in the garbage. And there go your trim plates, even though the rest of the hardware is still there. More commonly, you'll simply find that people are changing the color of the hardware within the space. This Bommer 7801 has been made for decades, and as far as I know, of the last three, there's not been any change in it at all. And while I know that a Bommer double-acting spring pivot from 1942 is not identical to what's made today, it's awfully close. So changing the finish of hardware is really a common reason as well. These plates are identical, so I'm going to leave one in the packaging and not even disturb it, because it is oil rubbed, and this that does leave a certain sort of residue on your fingers. Okay. There it is. That's what a replacement 7801 trim plate looks like in an oil rub bronze finish. Again, made of steel because it's 640. 640 is like saying US 10B, kind of like saying 613 as well. All of those kind of refer to oil rub bronze. US 10B means oil rub bronze. Doesn't say anything about the base material. It could be plastic for all that we know. When you use the BHMA code for oil rubbed bronze or US 10B, you have two options, 613 and 640. 613 means it's a bronze-based material. 640 means it's a steel-based material. So be mindful of what you're getting. The base material has everything to do with what the finish, the end result, will look like, given how the finish will be created. Some dimensional properties just for the sake of providing. It looks like about 8 7/8 overall width. The height of the plate, about 2 inch. That's your heel edge, obviously. Now, these are non-handed. It would be nice if they were handed, in the sense that you don't need these screws down here where there's nothing to screw to. But you'll have those holes down there, and that's just how Bommer does it and has always done it, that I'm aware of. I'm going to put this back in the package. I don't know why this client purchased these. Could be just literally a change in finish. Screws are included in a complimentary finish. There'll be a total of, you should need 6, and there are 6 of the longer screws than one shorter machine screw. If you recall, if you had noticed, you're only going to be able to hit 3 of these screws on either side, so 6. And then your heel plate requires that machine screw, which gets put right into the steel-backed heel of the double-acting spring pivot. So on the 7801, you don't really see any of the hardware other than those trim plates. And you don't really see the top pivot whatsoever. So that is all of this material. I'm going to put this back in its packaging. And what I'd like to do at this point is take a trip over to the manufacturer's product catalog that is listed in the site. We'll leave that out, actually. And let's switch to the camera view. Pardon me, let's switch to the screen view and take a look at the supporting documentation. Okay, so this is the item that we are looking at. Images that we have here. 7801-01 is going to be our part number. Okay? And when we search for that, we're going to find all of the different finishes that this is available in from the manufacturer. Satin bronze, oil rub bronze, satin bronze blackened, satin nickel, and I just know these code numbers is why I'm saying those. But if you can buy the 7801 in any finish, you can get the trim package naturally. Steel trim kit, oil rub bronze, 2 cover plates, heel plate. Heel? I'm going to say that that's not spelled correctly. We're going to get that fixed. So, yeah, we'll get the word heel spelled properly. Heel plate and screws. And it's for, we're looking at the 7800 01 600. Let's pull up the 640. And it's for the 640 model as seen here. So that's the entire model right there. Now, below here is a table. This table is literally a representation. It's really a more interactive duplication of the manufacturer's cut sheet. But it shows you the different model numbers, let's say, whether or not a floor plate is included or a jam bracket is included, what it's made of, is it adjustable and hold open, and what sort of application is it intended for, maximum weight, things of that nature. So a handy cross-reference table here. Okay. Now that cut sheet is here, and that's nice because it will allow you to simply review the 7801 model. If you needed to look at other models, for instance, you're looking for a 7801 and your door is more than 35 pounds, probably going to go to the more common 7811, which is for doors up to 90 pounds. Okay, and you get the picture of what we're looking at here. And the entire unit will be the bottom mechanism, the trim plates, and the top pivot as well, which is their part number 7890. Okay. Now, there is, below this video as well, a link to the manufacturer's page, which will open that up and we'll get to it. But scrolling down below, it shows you what that 7890 pivot looks like, which you can buy here. It's available as a separate standalone product. That fits on all of those units. Just waiting for that page to load. Okay, there it is. That's your 7890 on its own. And the jam bracket. The jam bracket is used on certain models when you don't want to pierce through the floor and you want to just attach your hardware to the jam rather than, again, screwing and drilling down into the floor. Reasons for doing that would be that you have a radiant heat floor. You have something about the floor that you're just not willing or interested to drill into. So you can mount the double-acting spring pivot to this portion, and then this portion goes to the frame. Now back to that link to the manufacturer's page here. That link will allow you to review not only all of the Bommer products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to their full product catalog. A very interesting sort of page that will allow you to open up that product catalog, and I would encourage it because Bommer is the company in 1876, was founded by two brothers, and fun fact, the owner of Bommer today is the husband of one of the granddaughters of one of the two brothers who started Bommer. So still a family business almost 150 years later. So that's quite fascinating. Just 3 generations. And while the current owner is certainly of Medicare age, it's just amazing that, you know, it's a family business 145 years later. This catalog is irreplaceable when it comes to the world of not only spring hinges, but especially spring hinges, of course, but in commercial hinges, some residential hinges, when it comes to single-acting spring hinges, and lavatory hardware as well. They have a full complement of lavatory hardware. You know, locks, latches, strikes, occupancy indicators, very high-quality material made of solid brass. Bommer has the ability to produce about 33 or so different finishes in total. They have their own standalone plating plant, an operation that they are quite proud of. Let's wrap up this video on camera. Okay, in conclusion, it's a replacement set of trim plates. Nothing too typically uncommon about that. And it's nice that Bommer will entertain an order for the trim plates when that's really all you need. If you have any questions on the Bommer 7801-01 in a 640 finish or any other Bommer product, very high quality people at Bommer, customer service. It has been said that Bommer would compete against any manufacturer voluntarily, and no one can beat them department by department. And I actually agree with that. Their customer service, exceptional. Their tech support, even better. The shipping department, aces across the board. Just really nice people, and I hope that they have another 145 years of business in their near future. Any questions on this or any other Bommer product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.